All right, welcome back and thank you for staying with us. It's our tech segment this morning, and our topic today is defending against AI-powered phishing with a cybersecurity expert, Feranmi Israel Adeloye. He has a strong background in security engineering, threat containment, incident response, and penetration testing. He brings valuable insight into staying ahead of emerging cyber threats. It's great to have you on the show, Feranmi. You are welcome.
Hi, hello everyone. Thank you very much for having me.
All right, the last time you were here live, but then we're having you on Zoom today. And let's get straight into it. Now, this is a term that we see come up a lot, but not so many people understand what it means, what a phishing email or what phishing is. So very fast, what exactly, when we say phishing or phishing emails or whatever, what exactly do we mean?
Okay, so phishing basically means using deception to get out personal information from people. So whether you leverage deception using emails, whether you leverage deception using a phone call, or even through social media, the end point is to deceive people into getting some kind of personal information from them. So yeah, it could be any of those other means or vectors, but that's the whole idea behind phishing.
All right, wonderful. And then with the advent of AI, it's gotten into everything. So that means that you can automate these deceptive mails as they were. How does it happen? How can one protect themselves?
Okay, so the easiest thing I can use that most people are familiar with is ChatGPT, right? A lot of people now use ChatGPT to create their emails and all of that. So the same way you can use ChatGPT to create a legitimate email to respond to people, you can also actually use these tools to also generate false information just to stir up a sense of urgency and deceive people into giving out information. So the same thing for emails, even for phone calls. There are AI tools now that sound human. So you can configure a phone call that literally sounds like a human being, not like a robot, right? And people will feel that it was an actual person that was calling them, and they begin to divulge information. So it's all about deception, and the more people are not trained to know what is normal, what is not, especially in this day of AI, it is much easier to get out information from people.
All right. So how they sound so human? How can you now detect that it is AI, or in any particular case, if the call comes in, how do you safeguard yourself?
Okay. So the thing about it is that a lot of people don't understand how legitimate organizations and how they work. A bank will not call you and start asking, tell me your PIN, right? So that's the thing. There are certain things that you would have to go directly to the source. So for example, if you get an email saying that, oh, your PIN, your bank PIN has been changed, for example, click this link to change it back, or if you're the one that did it, or if you're not the one that did, click this link. You don't do that. You go directly to the site and access it directly. So whenever you see a possible avenue for deception, you go directly to the source. So if you get a phone call from a bank telling you whatever, send me your PIN now, we need to quickly check something, or want to send you some money, call the source directly. If you get a phone call, it's saying it is supposed to be from a friend, you didn't have a previous conversation, nothing like that, go directly yourself to your friend and call, hey, I got this SMS from you, I got this phone call from you, is this you? Right? Because if you don't direct with the legitimate, if you don't interact with the legitimate sources directly, it is easier to fall prey to these things. If, for example, there's something called business email compromise. If you are a high-sitting C-suite executive, for example, CEO, CTO, especially CFO, where you're in charge of finances, it is easy for you to get, it's easy for you to start attributing those emails to start coming to your inbox a lot, like a lot, they start coming in. So you should already know that you're a prime target. Then you begin to secure yourself by watching, okay, let me go directly to this site and access these things instead of clicking a link that was sent to me.
You know, you just mentioned BECs now and how C-suite or senior executives can take charge of the security, because, you know, there's this popular cybercrime personality who was known for a very while, who used BEC, which a lot of people do. How is it so much so that at that level, where you talk about millions of dollars, how is it that they are not security conscious? What do they need to do to enhance their security, or to ensure that they don't fall prey to such cybercrime, as it were?
Okay, so if you're an established organization that's watching this, one of the things you must do is you must invest in email security. Now, the most prime target for phishing currently still remains email-based phishing. So you must invest in email phishing protection. There are so many tools out there that you can leverage, but many times it's either people don't see it as a point of duty that this is important, or sometimes they just don't want to allocate budget to it. Look, the cost of security is way less than the cost of an effective compromise. Far less. We've seen people lose millions of dollars. Someone can raise funding in like millions and lose that same funding the same week because they did not secure themselves. So you must invest in these things. But for now, the average Nigerian who is maybe running a small business, for example, there are certain things that you should do. I think currently, for example, your bank applications, you should know that nobody's going to send you that, oh, click this to change your PIN. Go directly to the bank app and change your PIN there. So that's what I mean. Directly access these things. Don't go through links that people send to you. I know this, our elderly, God bless our elderly people, that they circulate things via WhatsApp. WhatsApp groups. Let's educate them. Don't click on links anyhow, because you know there's a way links work. You can put a link and the text shows you one thing, where it is being directed to is a different thing. So you must be able to carry that, say, okay, it is supposed to take me to this. Let me go directly to Google, directly to the site and access it, rather than clicking the link and redirecting it, because you can embed so many things into redirects, man. Like we've seen crazy stuff.
Yes,
That's
we have. You know, you mentioned about going to check for the direct link, because there are times where you see basically like the same link of that bank or whatever, and then they just take off one letter. Maybe it's an I and they put a small letter L, and it looks so alike, and then you click it and all of that. You know, is there anything, let's wrap up with this, is there anything authorities or government can do to help in such scenarios when it comes to, are there places where we can report such sites, or maybe report such messages or such numbers, and you know, maybe some sort of proactive action is taken, you know, with maybe such numbers or such emails or things like that? Is there anything that can be done from the regulatory level, you know, the level of government or something like that?
Yeah, so for a regulatory level, the reason why it's a little bit difficult is because you are interacting with private organizations. So it is mandated for them, right, to enforce some of these things. So if the government can make sure that, okay, people who are interacting with these things, with these organizations, mandate them, okay, you should have this in place where people can report this, right? That should be a makeup of your business. People should be able to report this kind of attempts to you. It should be easy to report those things, right? But normally a business on their own, because their reputation is at stake, right? If people fall for these things, their reputation is at stake. They should have a clear channel to report these things. If you have an email, for example, in Google, there's a button there where you can actually put the report phishing. If you're an Outlook, you can do the same thing, report phishing. Okay. If it's an SMS, just ignore it, block the number.
Wonderful.
Right? Block the number and call your people directly. Yeah.
Israel, thank you so much for such an educative time with you. We're looking forward to having you give some more insights on these things, because it's quite helpful. Thank you so very much.
You're welcome. Thank you.
All right. Well, that was Feranmi Israel, and we're talking about guarding yourself against AI-powered phishing. There's still more to come on the show. We do have a performance and, of course, a final guest. Just stay with us. We'll get right to it.